My Facebook app crashed again, so did Livestream, but then again, that's what you get. Anyway, getting right back here, as I was saying before, um, yeah, we need to get the word out sooner. We need to start attracting people from all walks of life who are receptive to the libertarian message. But we still need to keep our principles intact. Um, we shouldn't be running educational campaigns simply because, well, great, you can run educational campaigns, but you're not going to influence public policy that way. Um, but what we should do is hang on to our principles, but tell people, we can lift the burden of the tax system. We can get rid of the IRS, and we could have a low tax system. We can get rid of so many regulations, balance the checkbook, the federal checkbook, that is. We can get rid of some privileges across the board. We can stop corporate America from having control of the government as much as the government having control of corporate America. We can do these things. Wall Street isn't pro-capitalism, it's pro-fascism, crony capitalism, that is. So we can actually end that. And also we need to let people know, we need to reach out and coalesce with people who are anti-drug war. We can go after, the drug warriors on their policies and whatnot. We should be working with groups like Normal or DRCnet, which is Drug Reform. I can't remember the name of it now. But anyway, that's exactly what it is. It's a national drug laws reform group. It's an advocacy group, and it's a lobbying arm of those who want to end the war on drugs, but more importantly, who want to establish a war on everything. So, with that being in mind, we need to have these people. We need to tell people, look, we're on your side. We need to do it, folks. We need to reach out to people who are really hurting in this country. People who aren't able to find jobs, who need to put food on their plates, clothes on their kids' back, make sure they still have a home to come to. Because these people depend on us. We cannot forsake these people in the name of political expediency. We have to help them. And I think that's the most important thing. That's the most important gift we can give to people. So that being said, I think we're going to do very well. I saw I was about to watch more of the vice presidential debate. From what I could tell, from what I had seen, I saw like snippets of it. So I was like fast forwarding and trying to see who was saying what and what their positions were and what their answers were. Will Colley kicked ass. Alicia Dern kicked ass, like I said before on this broadcast. The only two people who did awful were William Weld and Larry Sharpe. I'm not impressed with Larry Sharpe. He probably sounds like a nice guy, but he's not my preferred candidate for Veep. Not by a long shot. So if anybody, I want to talk smack about Larry Sharpe. Like I said, he seems like a nice guy. But I don't think he's as principled as he tries to lay himself out to be. But he can learn. He's capable of learning. The question is, does he want to learn? And we need to have these kinds of people out there. We need to fight the good fight, because right now I was looking at the usdebtclock.org. Go to www.usdebtclock.org, and it will show you how much we're in debt. We're in over $19 trillion in debt. Our liabilities are fucking huge. They're so huge. That's crazy. It's nuts. And, I will tell you this, you will be surprised at how awful the debt is. And, every American, we owe hundreds of thousands of dollars, and taxpayers owe crap loads of that money to the federal government in order to pay their share. So if you take every single taxpayer, and for every dime that they owe to the federal government, we're talking over $19 trillion. Now, last night, former Libertarian Party member, I can't believe he was on Real Time with Bill Maher last night, he said debt is bad. And he's actually correct on this point. I hate defending Wayne Allen Root. Wayne Allen Root was the bane of our existence in the party when he was a member of it, because he was Bob Barr's right-hand guy. And Wayne Allen Root subsequently threw Barr under the bus, pretty much. But what's interesting is that you have Wayne Allen Root, who was sitting in the middle. You had Michael Moynihan on the other, and you had MSNBC Princess Melissa Harris Perry, or Melissa Perry Harris, whatever her name is. And Bill Maher was bringing up, the one question that was brought up was the debt. And Root started saying that, all debt is bad. It plunges, that's why the economies are suffering. That's why Venezuela's in the crap hole that it is in. That's why we're going to be in trouble. We're going to be a lot like Greece. And, Bill Maher said that no economist on record would actually say that all debt is bad. Well, to a degree, to a certain point, he's right. He's right on that. I hate to defend Bill Maher on that point. There is some truth to that not all debt is bad. But it's not all good either. If you're going to spend something in government, yes, you need to pay it off, and there's going to be a debt. The question is whether taxpayers are going to pay it off, and they're not. But when government keeps spending and spending and spending on the charge card, and they won't stop spending, they won't put a freeze on spending on non-essential programs, then why are we surprised that the debt clock shows that we're over $19 trillion in debt? And let me also point out that it's not the wars that are costing us more than our entitlement programs like Social Security and Medicare. Actually, if you look at the debt clock, according to the statistics, it's Social Security and Medicare that are costing us more than our than the wars combined. So we're paying more for Social Security and Medicare. So that's costing us a lot of money. But either way, when all is said and done, the debt is really huge. And it's killing us. We need to stop spending a lot of money right now. We need to put the kibosh on that. We need to have a balanced budget. If we do that, then we're good. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to pay off the entire $19 trillion in debt. There's just no way we're going to be able to pay that off. How are we going to pay off over $19 trillion in debt? Can someone please explain that to me? We just can't. So, the way we look at it now is that, the baby boomer generation, which is what of Bill Maher's generation, he doesn't understand that that generation has my generation, his generation pretty much mortgaged my generation's future on the debt, and it's the same cycle all over again. We have mortgaged our future kids. We're talking the millennials, we're talking about Generation Z, if there is ever going to be a Generation Z after this point, and future generations down the road. We can keep kicking the can as long as we can, but we can't keep doing that. So how do we solve that problem? Easy. We stop, we put a freeze on the spending, we cut regulations, and I'm not talking, one of two things would have to happen. We would either have to put a freeze on spending or dramatically cut spending. I'm not talking about cutting the rate of or the growth of the spending. I'm talking cut spending like that, and get rid of a lot of the taxes, get rid of a lot of the regulations. We are completely overregulated. Companies can be penalized and fined if they don't comply with the regulations, and that's a cost right there. And with the Obamacare diktats, that's costing the economy as well as a lot of other environmental and safety and labor regulations. It's going to be cataclysmic for our entire economy and for the future of America. We can't keep doing this. We can't keep going down that road. So that's pretty much my thought processes on that, and I think I've said all I needed to say on that subject. If anybody's got anything to say, speak now or forever hold your peace. So, Taylor, thank you for joining us. I should have mentioned something earlier, but I get so worked up into this shit. Taylor, thank you for joining us. Yes, my friends, this is Taylor Hoffman. He's an Austin Peterson supporter. He's a good friend, so he's part of my party. So, and Will, or should I call you Bill? Because William just sounds way too formal. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on, and the National Convention's underway. I can't wait to see what comes out of the convention. In a way, it feels like I'm already there. And by the way, people can watch the convention live stream. They can go to YouTube. They can go to the Libertarian Party channel and see the whole thing on YouTube, on Ustream. Just type in Libertarian Party. You can watch it there. I've been watching it. And earlier, about maybe a half hour ago, they had Jordan Page on there, which was pretty cool. He performed a number. So, that being said, we'll see how this entire convention plays out, and we'll see what comes of it. So, how's everybody today? Still watching the convention, going out to movies or anything? Has anybody seen any interesting movies? You know, X-Men came out yesterday, and I was going to go and see that. I was going to go see X-Men Apocalypse, and or that or the new Through the Looking Glass movie with Johnny Depp, and that's a continuation of Alice in Wonderland. I had seen the first movie with Depp in it, and it was pretty good. I liked it. It was enjoyable. So, um, yeah, I'm an old sucker for certain kind of movies like that in a way, but um, hell, I liked Frozen. So there. Mm. So anyway, that's what we've been doing, and my blog's going to be updated throughout the weekend, and we're going to talk about a lot of stuff, and it's going to be awesome. So tomorrow should be the presidential nominations and vice presidential nominations. It all starts at 8. And I'm going to cross my fingers. I hope John McAfee wins it. I'm going to be plugging the guy, McAfee2016.com. Go for it. Look at his positions. He's the guy, by the way. By the way, if you guys haven't noticed this is the same man who invented the McAfee antivirus software, which is, I think, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome, if you ask me, because, I used to use McAfee antivirus software on my computers, and it worked pretty good. I was sort of joking in a way where, okay, so if he gets elected to the Oval Office, does that mean he'll just put in a disk and uninstall government? That was like the ha-ha, tee-hee moment of mine. So, with that being said, I think, I love, oh, thank you, Will. Thank you. This is what William said. He said, Buck is fine, Todd. I'm enjoying hearing an honest view of spending. It's all true. We need to cut spending and redirect some to the people. The millennium of children to come won't have a fair chance if we don't help where it's needed. Thank you, William. I'm glad that you're on board with us. And I've been saying this all along. People like Bill Maher, who is a limousine liberal, who doesn't get it. Because he's the kind of liberal that just loves to smoke pot, take some psychedelics. I'm not against smoking pot and taking psychedelics if that's your thing. I've tried some pot. Haven't tried LSD yet. He's the same guy who just loves his sex. Hey, he was a big admirer of Playboy magazine, and he went to the Playboy Mansion, and he met Hugh Hefner and all that shit. And oh man, the guy is something. I mean, but he thinks government should be in control of everything. This is the thing I don't get about liberals. They say we can't have a fusion of church and state. They say we also can't have a fusion of drugs and state. We can't have wars. But the second they get in power, they turn their backs on everything they claim to have stood for so long. And and my brother, unfortunately, I love my brother Brian. He's a great guy. I'll die for him. I'll go to the mat for him. But what really gets my goat about my brother is he's an Obama supporter, a liberal Democrat. He says he's not a Democrat. He just votes for Democrats. Let's see. You support Democrats by voting for them and you like their message. You talk and walk like a Democrat. That's the old line. Well, there's actually a lot of truth to that, you know. So if what you're saying is too good to be true, then it probably is too good to be true. So when you have this nonsense going on from across the board, right? Because we need, you know, we need to get everything all done here in this economy. We need to, you know, social engineer everything, and everything's politically correct and all that. And this is the problem that people have to have, you know, this social engineering. Today, it's all about political correctness. You know, William, when you and I went to school together, political correctness, it was starting to come around at that point, but it wasn't even that bad. But the thing is that it's now terrible. You can't say anything funny nowadays without having offended anybody. Oh my God, should you make an off-color joke about Indians or Ashkenazi Jews or Hasidic Jews or what have you? Or you can't make a joke about Mexicans or something. I mean, oh my God, you can't say that, you know. How dare you make a joke? And, you know, it's awful. And, you know, you should be able to make as any jokes you like without having a bunch of people telling you, hey, you're a bigot, you're a homophobe, you're a transphobe, you're a xenophobe. Well, that tells me that the Democratic Party is intolerant. They're intolerant of tolerance. The Republican Party is intolerant of the poor, but their hands are they find that so the lobbyists' hands are in their pockets, and the Democrats hate the rich. They claim that, oh, you rich people must pay your fair share of the money that you make, the profits that you make. There should be no profit motive. Everything should be taken over by the government. We should make it cool again. You know, the reason why socialism didn't work in Russia is because we didn't do it right. Actually, they had communism, which is an ultra form of socialism. But the principle is still nearly the same. But the whole concept is that we have to have control of everything. So therefore, you know, but that's the thing. They want to control people like Bill Maher and his guests are elitists, by the way.